And hello, everybody, and happy Australia Day. That's right, today is Australia Day. And just wanted to say hi. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. And welcome to a Clash of Crows with me, the West Roasting Ninja, and my special guest for today, and my co host for Jeopardy trivia streams on the Citadel of Trivia, Felicia. What's
He
going
called
on,
me
Felicia?
Felicia. He called me my real name. Milt was trying to make me come up with a snazzy name that I never came up with in the first place.
See,
So
she needs to conform, but
I'm
she's
not going to conform to your standards of nerdom, okay? I'd like my name. My name's freaking swell. I'm literally the only Felicia in the community, so I'm not changing my name.
yeah, but you can always call yourself Felicia, but then have like a really cool, nasty handle, like Darth Zannah, perhaps, like what you had at first.
Yeah, that was so I could infiltrate trivia, but I gave myself away using my typical Felicia one-liners.
And the fact that you actually admitted it in the stream that you were Felicia, I think that
No,
helped too.
I
I'm not sure if the one-liners really did anything.
well, no, Sword figured it out before I admitted to it.
All right,
Sword was able to deduce it.
that's great. Well, glad you're here. And Felicia was part of the original beta test for a lot of this stuff. So a lot of credit goes to her for basically actually coming up with the idea of basically death battles. Originally, the whole concept of this kind of like program that I kind of was writing was basically about theory crafting, like characters, how they got to a certain location, why they were fighting, and then Felicia just simplified it to say, why don't just make it death battles? So
Well, that was the hardest part is
yeah.
to figure out why they were fighting. Like you
Hmm.
had to come up with like two characters, like figure out why the two characters got to that location and why they were fighting. And that right there was harder than figuring out who would win.
Yep, and also you guys notice on the screen that she actually has a sigil, an owl with a lightsaber in the mirror. Tell everybody what the origin of that is.
So one day I got bored and I decided to make sigils for all of us. I never finished though. There was some of our team members I never finished. I got frustrated making brands and I gave up. And mine is an owl because Athena is my favorite goddess in mythology, a wisdom, a lightsaber for my nerdum, and a mirror to represent my vanity.
Got it. So in Felicia's priorities, first is vanity, then it's nerdom, and then it's wisdom.
Wisdom, nerdum, and beauty.
No, no,
Those
no.
are
It's vanity, nerdom, and then wisdom as third in priority, right?
yeah. I thought the mirror. I'm like, I gotta have a lightsaber because lightsabers are cool, but a mirror because I'm very vain.
Yeah, and this is speaking from a person who basically looks at herself during her trivia streams and
I
hangouts.
do. I was just doing that.
All right. Anyway, well, anyway, guys, thanks a lot for coming out here. Okay. If for people who aren't familiar with this game, it's quite simple. Basically, it's we come up with a random list of characters with weapons in a certain location, and then we kind of discuss who will win these kind of theoretical fights. Okay, and all the characters are quote unquote Game of Thrones based, with some kind of random other nerdum characters in there that I can't divulge at this point.
I
So,
think some of it is a bit ridiculous. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm adjusting my scenery.
okay, that's good to know. So basically, here's the battle board. So this is what we have here. So this is an example, right? So we have a character column. So in this example, we have Salvador San against versus the Hound. Salvador San has a bowling ball. The Hound has a Lady Forlorn. They're at
My
Castle
favorite
Rock.
sword,
Yes, Felicia's favorite
which
sword.
means the chances of it coming up again are so unlikely. My heart is broken.
Yes, and the locations of Castle Rock basically is based off of a big list, that I've been working on basically. So there's like, you know, tens of thousands of potential combinations in these lists here. So and for whatever reason, elephants and High Garden seem to go together.
Seriously, what you know what? It's like the only place where there's like enough like flat land, so it does make sense.
Yeah, yeah. So there is order and randomness, evidently. Chaos theory.
What
So,
was it that you kept getting the same person twice?
yeah,
Like Stannis and Stannis? That must have been a glitch though, or
yeah,
maybe you had the name written twice.
yeah. Or hey, it's chaos theory, man. It's like why do people basically win like have three blackjacks in a row in a random kind of game in Vegas?
What
So,
was
so
it?
there is order and
Ordered
randomness.
randomness. Ordered randomness.
Yeah. Ordered randomness is our theme for next week's trivia stream in Jeopardy.
Whatever we feel like doing.
Exactly. So there could be order in that, or there could be total complete disorder.
We have not decided, nor will we decide till Wednesday.
Exactly. After much heated debates and discussion. So, anyway.
I got you a whole thing asking about lightsaber forms, and I got shot down.
Well, yeah. So, somebody needs to shoot things down a bit. So, anyway.
Hey, okay, you know what? Where's my little thingy? I see your little pizza dude. Where's my thing above my face?
Oh, not in the screen. It's only in the first screen. Because,
well, I mean, feel left out.
There's no space. Okay, so anyway.
I feel quite left out, but okay.
No, it's all right. I mean, you're on the screen. I mean, what more can you want? I mean, you are on the screen right now. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go ahead. Okay, we're trying to keep this under an hour, so this will be kind of like 7 scenarios because it kind of like, it parallels the trial of the 7. So it makes perfect sense. And the 7, facets of the gods, so of the faith. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first scenario here. And we have nothing. I'm just joking with you guys. We have Zorro Joanne Daxos with a broken wine bottle. Ooh.
Why am I not seeing this?
You are seeing it. And
lies.
And Cersei Lannister with a filleting knife at the bloody
I'm
gate.
not seeing what you are seeing. Oh, now I see it on the chat. You told me to look on the thing and it defeated the whole purpose.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead, Felicia. Ladies first. And they're located in the bloody gate. So tell me, who wins this? And don't say Cersei, please.
Well, the only time Cersei ever wins is when she's with a lightsaber. We established this.
So people are already voting for Cersei already, in the chat.
Well, it's just like, if she can be sneaky about it, but it's very unlikely because she's a drunk. Drunks tend to not be sneaky. They're at the bloody gate, so she does maybe have an advantage because she's Westerosi. And, there are xenophobes in Westeros, so I think that's the only advantage she has is that she's Westerosi, and they're at the bloody gate, which is in the Vale. So, yeah, she's done. He's going to kill her. He's just going to snap her neck.
Yeah, I mean...
Doesn't even need the bottle. He really... Oh, you know what? Even better. Trick her, make her think it's a full bottle of wine because she's an alcoholic. Therefore, she's not going to turn down the wine, and then kill her.
But it's already a broken wine bottle. So are you saying that?
Well, she's drunk. She's got beer goggles. She can't see it well.
Oh, okay. So she has the beer goggles on. All right.
If from a distance, you can pretend like that's a full bottle.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I actually agree with you. I think Zorro and Daxos will definitely win because, first of all, in terms of the location, right? I mean, we're not like in a castle, right, or in a building where Cersei can use kind of like her wildly feminine charms and stealth abilities.
Or just her nobility.
To basically, sneak up behind Zorros and those own Doxos. And, I mean, they're kind of in a wide open spot. So stealth is kind of like out of the question here. And then
maybe if it was Tian San, I think it's possible, but not her.
Or Egret, maybe. But
yeah, Tyene could do it. She's the only one.
Yeah, but also in terms of the character, so basically, if location, location doesn't really matter here. So then it becomes basically a study in terms of the character's fighting abilities and the weapons. And
I feel like
Cersei doesn't know how to fight. Okay, she knows how to claw and scratch, right? And basically throw a fit, but can she really
order
fight?
People to do her dirty work?
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas Zaranzo and Doxos, to be in that position that he's in, like one part of the great council of Karth, he's probably killed a few people by hand, right? You would think. Mm-hmm. So, and he's a pretty big guy, right? So, in the show, he's a pretty big guy, in the, I think in the books, they kind of describe him as a pretty big guy too, but I don't remember how he's described in the books, but I'm pretty sure in the show, definitely he's a big guy. And
it seems like all nobility get arms training, regardless, so he's noble or rich, so he probably has a master of arms who taught him a thing or two.
Exactly, yeah. So so in terms of pure fighting ability, I think you have to give to Zaros here in terms of sheer physical power. So but then becomes choice of weapons, right? So you got Cersei with a filleting knife. A filleting knife is like maybe 6 inches long, But
it's really sharp, right?
It's really sharp on the edge. It's really sharp on the edge, right? So So, because it needs to slice really thin, so it's a really, really, sharp edge. But, so yeah, so no, in the hands of an untrained fighter like Cersei, it could be pretty dangerous, right?
Yeah, for herself if she trips.
Yeah. Well, she'll be slashing away at it, right?
Well,
But
the whole point of my thing is that she's drunk this whole time, so she's definitely going to cut herself.
Yeah. Now Zaros though has a pretty cool weapon here, right? I mean, he has that broken wine bottle. I mean that is a great melee weapon, right? I mean, if you see all the movies, right? People smash a bottle of wine, then this basically just shanks somebody with all this broken wine bottle. I mean,
yeah, you just flail, and you don't even have to like aim well.
Exactly.
Just the chances of you wildly flailing, you're gonna cut someone.
So so basically, what you have here are basically people with weapons that are kind of similar to one another. You basically flail with them and kind of slash with them, right? Or stab with them. But then you have to look at the characters themselves, and Zara Zone in Dark Souls probably has fighting abilities, and he's actually trained in kind of fighting with a weapon. And Cersei isn't. So
well, someone did point out in the chat that there was a time Cersei mentioned when she was a kid that her and Jaime used to switch places. So there could be one or two times that she got a training session.
Yeah, but after that, Tywin found out about it, or Mother found out, Joanna found out about it, and that was it for Cersei. It's back to the sewing for her at that point, right? And being a lady. So sorry. I mean, one or two half-day sessions with the Master of Arms with a wooden stick or a wooden sword doesn't count as being a good fighter. Let's be honest.
Okay, right.
I mean, come on. Right.
I'm just saying, you said she's completely untrained. She might have had one lesson, maybe.
Yeah.
Once.
I mean, she's great at throwing a fit, right? She's great at scratching and clawing because she's mad, probably. But that's pretty much it. So anyway, so I mean, I have to give it to Zara's. Zara's and Dark Souls here. But yeah, because I mean, if Cersei had like a lightsaber or like a ranged weapon,
or they're a Casterly Rock.
Okay. So and there's definitely no home field advantage here in terms of the Bloody Gate because
Well, I just feel like because she's Westerosi and he's not, that's the only advantage she gets.
Yeah, but I mean, like if she was from the Vale, I could see that as an advantage. But I mean, she has about as much knowledge as of the terrain at the Bloody Gate than Zara does because I mean.
Well, no, she's learned though. She would have learned about this in school.
I mean, it's still a pretty wide open.
1 second, I can't hear you. Now I can.
You can hear me. And
I swapped my headphones out.
All right. So I think in this case, I think Zara and Dark Souls gets it here. So we're gonna go to the next scenario here, and Zara accidentally locked himself in the vault, but he probably and he killed Doria with it, right? So the next the next scenario we have is.
I'm telling you, for some reason, mine is still stuck on the first thing.
It is?
Unminimize your hangout.
How's that?
Nope, still the same.
Okay.
That's so weird. Okay, now I see the difference.
Okay, and now...
Oh, we got a bitch fight.
Yep, we have a bitch fight here. Okay.
The unicorn again.
Okay, what we have here, we have Mary Mazdur with a meat cleaver. Oh boy. Against Mirror Reed with the unicorn, and they're in Gin Alley.
In Gin Alley. Oh, unicorn is not going to be very helpful in Gin
Alley.
Exactly.
So I guess it's my turn. I mean, it's pretty obvious here, right? Gin Alley is a pretty enclosed spot, enclosed area, right? I mean, you can't move a unicorn around Gin Alley, and actually use it to its strengths here. So I think the weapon is, I think Mirror is going to be at a rude disadvantage trying to, navigate that unicorn to basically get the killing blow on Mary Mazdur. And Mary Mazdur, I mean, she looks like a psycho, right? I mean, she is a psycho, and she looks like one in the show. And, her with a meat cleaver, I mean, it's a weapon that you don't need to have much skill in terms of to kill somebody, right? I mean, my mom wielded a pretty mean meat cleaver. So, and I know that she can probably kill somebody with that thing. So in terms of this, in terms of Mirror Reed pretty much being stuck in Gin Alley, not being able to navigate that unicorn around, she's like a sitting duck to anybody on the ground. And Mary Mazdur is probably smart enough and probably, fierce enough is a good word to basically use that meat cleaver to basically, gain the advantage and basically, chop Mary in the back. And boom, she goes off the unicorn. And that's it for her. The unicorn can't protect her in this case because we're in freaking Gin Alley.
Okay, well, I have to disagree with you because there are many times in the story where they mentioned at least one time when they mentioned a drunken horse race in King's Landing. So We know what happened. And is this a real unicorn, like the size of a horse unicorn, or like unicorns on Skagos that are like the size of goats?
Okay, we're talking King's Landing here, okay? Then maybe down an open street. Yeah, sure, drunken horse race. But we're talking about Gin Alley, man. It's a freaking alley. It's a city alley.
Well,
okay,
I mean,
they're kind
here's
of
my
narrow.
question. How big is the unicorn? Is this like a mythological unicorn or like a unicorn from Skagos that are like the size of goats? Because the unicorns in Skagos are like goats with a horn glued on their head.
Hey. Well,
I'm just being realistic. They're not. They're not large.
Okay,
like horses.
It wouldn't be much of a weapon if it was the size of a goat. Would you say? So it's probably a mythological unicorn.
But I'm saying she'd be able to flee and stab her. But so my point. Okay, my first point is we don't exactly know how big Gin Alley is, and we don't know how big the unicorn is. So not knowing the actual size of both the things, I'm gonna make guesses, and I'm gonna assume because the unicorns, quote unquote unicorns, they describe are at Skagos, and like through evolution, horses in northern climates tend to be smaller and bulkier and furrier. So my logic would conclude that it would be a pony-sized unicorn.
I've seen those horses like in those Bud Light commercials, or Budweiser commercials during Christmas time.
Oh, the Clydesdales.
Yeah, Clydesdales, and they're pretty freaking big, and they're northern horses, right? So.
Well, if you look at like a Norwegian horse, they're like small and fuzzy.
Okay, but no. Okay, if it was a unicorn from Skagos, the size of a goat with a horn, it wouldn't be much of a weapon to begin with. I think
you still got a freaking horn.
Yeah, but it's a freaking goat. So anyway,
well, you know what? Also, horses are easily startled. All you gotta do is scream, and the horse will flee.
In the spirit of this game, I think we're talking about one of those like a standard horse-sized unicorn. Okay, with say a 12-inch or to 15-inch horn.
We also don't know how big Gin Alley is, but the whole unicorn thing. I just thought of something that ruined my whole point. Are you ready for something that would ruin my entire point I'm trying to make? Horses are easily startled, and that horse could easily just run away and leave her defenseless.
So are you switching then, or are you going with Mary Mazdur?
I think Mira Reed could win because she got to kill a White Walker.
Yeah, but not with a unicorn.
But with the pointy thing.
No, but she doesn't have a pointy thing. All she has is a unicorn, and it's fine.
They have the pointy thing.
No. First of all, she's not going to rip out the pointy thing off the unicorn and use that as a weapon, okay? It's attached to the unicorn's head, okay? So you can't do this.
I think if she could charge her right and just, impale her, I think it's possible. She's from the north, so she would be good with animals that are. I'm still going with the Skagos unicorn here, man. She would be good with animals that are in like northern temperature, colder weather animals. So she would be able to. I don't know. I got no point.
Yeah. How would she command the unicorn to charge at Mary Mazdur?
Well, who knows? She could have some Stark blood in there.
Is she a warg?
She's a northerner. Everyone's from a northerner. We can assume has some.
All right. I'm not sure if Felicia's gonna to basically go to Mary Mazdur. I think she's stuck on Mira Reed winning. I think Mary.
I really want to say Mira Reed. I think I'm just letting I like the character, so I think I'm letting my bias get in the way. I really think Mira Reed could win this, and she's got a fucking unicorn. And worst case scenario, she could just drink the unicorn's blood and have a half-life.
Okay, that's good. Basically, Mira Reed.
You like that one? Worst case scenario, she could just drink the unicorn's blood.
Yeah. She turns into Lord.
Trump card. Unicorn's blood. How you like me now?
She turns into Lord Voldemort, right? So anyway,
I'm just saying she's got the Trump card with the unicorn's blood. She's pretty much immortal.
Yeah. But how is she gonna kill the unicorn and get the blood? Because she doesn't have a knife.
What do you mean? She always had. Yeah, but okay.
She doesn't have a knife, dude. Right?
Break the horn.
Jeez, here we go again. No, okay. So by the time she's drinking the blood or breaking the horn,
I've got it.
Mary
No, I've got it.
Run at her with a meat cleaver and chop her bits.
No, you ready? Here's what happened, right? Mary Mazdur, she charges, misses, accidentally cleaves off the tip of the unicorn horn. Mira Reed picks it up and drinks the blood. Boom. She misses and she cleaves off the tip of the unicorn horn. Mira Reed, on the brink of death, picks it up, impales the horse, drinks the blood, survives, lives a half-life.
Half-life, okay. Remember, guys, every Friday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Citadel of Trivia. So,
I'm just saying, unicorn blood is a trump card.
all right. No, okay, fine.
I really
okay.
just want Mirror to win, and I'm pulling out every stop I can.
Exactly. See, this is why you cannot be a judge, Felicia. It's obviously
Unicorn blood is a trump card. Listen, if it's not a Skagosi unicorn, then it gets to be a Harry Potter unicorn.
Mary Mazdur is the meat cleaver in an enclosed space where Mary Reed can't maneuver that unicorn is the logical argument here, and logical win this fight.
But she's got the trump card with the unicorn blood.
She can't access the unicorn blood. She doesn't have a knife to get
Yes, she can. If Mary Mazdur charges and misses and slightly cleaves off the tip of that unicorn horn with her meat cleaver, which is meant to cleave through bone, then she can impale it. You know.
Okay. So
if it's no use to her as a weapon, it can be used to her as a potion.
So while Mary Reed is drinking the unicorn blood, Mary Mazdur would basically go ahead and take another swing of that meat cleaver at Mary Reed and kill her while she's drinking the unicorn blood.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yes.
It only brings her back to the. She still has no weapon. She still can't beat Mary Mazdur.
No. Yeah. I mean, no. I mean.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got this. Ready? I got this. She misses. She cleaves off the tip of the unicorn horn and then gets trampled immediately because she falls on her face.
No. A better story.
If you're gonna miss and cleave off the tip of the horn, likely you're gonna fall on your face and get trampled right away.
We're in Gin Alley, man. I don't think there's enough space for that unicorn to be, to basically get to that enough speed, basically.
You're saying that nothing can happen because it's in an enclosed space, so therefore it would be trampling everything.
It wouldn't be moving. I mean, it wouldn't be moving.
It would be a bull in a china shop. It would be knocking everything down. It would be a freaking chaos.
Including
enough time to take a sip of unicorn blood.
Including Mary Reed, who's not used to basically riding unicorns. She'll just fall off. She'll fall off that bull in the china shop.
Okay, guys, come on. Milt doesn't want this to be a democracy, but I need to know your opinion.
And also, I mean, a better story for you, Felicia, would have been that Mary Reed could have bit the unicorn, drew blood, and then start sucking on the blood before the battle. Half-Life.
I like the mare's mouse do well because she has a meat cleaver and they're like meant to cut through bone. So I feel like that's the perfect weapon to shear off a unicorn horn.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to disagree on this because Felicia biased towards Mary Reed. So she wants Mary Reed to win, and she has some kind of argument against it for her to win.
Unicorn blood, trump card.
I mean, I think Mary Mazdur is going to win. She's fierce with a big old meat cleaver.
Unicorn is new lightsaber, trump card.
Basically, cleaver neck, like my mom did with the spare ribs with a meat cleaver.
Yeah, but Mary's Mazdur is kind of old and fat, and Mary Reed could easily outrun her.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter in an enclosed area. I mean, we're not in an open field where it actually matters a little bit. I mean, we're in a closed area where people are pretty close to one another. Yeah,
but we're also in King's Landing where people are super racist, and if they see if they see a young Westerosi girl being chased by an evil witch from Essos, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this poor woman, let me help her."
Yeah, but we're not talking about what can happen.
Oh, and look, she has a unicorn. Let's worship her.
We're not talking about what can happen preceding this event. Okay, we're talking where they
now. Home field advantage. If anyone has home field advantage, again, it's going to be the Westerosi because we're in Westeros.
But we're in an enclosed area, and also how much time has Mary Reed spent in King's Landing? I doubt she knows the streets of King's Landing.
Same amount of time that Mary's Mazdur has.
Yeah, about the same time exactly. So it becomes a matter of space. There is no home field advantage. I still think
unicorn blood is trump card, therefore she can't die.
All right, okay. Next scenario. and we have. All right, okay. We have Ollie with the shield against Cersei Lannister with a wrench.
Oh, that's the worst. Man, Ollie's got this. Oh, there's no children in Ashai. Impossible.
Well,
this is an impossible scenario. There are no children in Ashai.
No,
so he's gonna die because he's a child.
Okay, listen. Ship to Ashai. Okay, on a mission from the Night's Watch. Okay, assume that.
Okay, listen, right? This is an implausible situation. We just had one with the unicorn, and this is more implausible. Just saying.
Who wins, Felicia? Just tell me who wins and why you think they're gonna win.
Well, we've seen what a shield can do.
Exactly.
We've seen Tyrion kill someone with a shield.
Yep.
So they're about the same size. I just feel like looking at this Ashai shit is fucking with me because there are no children in Ashai, and it's like explicitly stated that there are no children in Ashai. So like, will he just die?
There are no native children in Ashai, but that doesn't necessarily preclude a child from taking a ship to visit Ashai. Okay.
Yeah, but like they say, it like causes like everything to die. So you know what? Maybe it's deadly to him. Maybe it's just
I mean, maybe the point of Ashai not having children is that maybe the fumes and the spirits just don't, basically let babies grow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So like, would him just being in Ashai alone give him a disadvantage?
No,
would he like lose half his health points, like an automatic?
I mean, he's on a mission to Ashai from the Night's Watch. Okay, maybe they're looking for recruits from Ashai for whatever reason to battle the Walkers.
Oh, you have a really good point, Lady Olena. Ollie can't get his shield up. There was that whole thing.
Okay. all right, Felicia, tell me. Okay, it's your turn. Who wins?
I hate to say this because I'm so pro the murder of children, but I think Ollie's got this. Cersei's got a wrench. He's got a shield. He's going to be able to block it. And she's drunk. She's got to be drunk. And so she's not going to, like, all he's got to do is just get her once, like, crack her once up the side of the head and she's done. Just takes one lucky swing. I think, but she's in Ashai, so she'll probably be healed pretty fast. But I still think Cersei always loses unless she has a lightsaber. That's the rule. So Ollie's got this.
Nah, see, I mean, don't underestimate the rage of a woman with a wrench. Okay, it's pretty powerful stuff. All right, and I mean, yeah, okay, Ashai, yeah, I mean, in terms of the location, I think it's kind of a wash. I don't think anybody has a good advantage or a port.
I think Ollie has a disadvantage because he's a child.
But here's the thing: Cersei's a lot taller than Ollie, right? And Ollie only knows how to fight with a bow and arrow, right? He's a great number. Ollie's the best archer in his Hamlet, right? I mean, how good is he with a melee weapon or using a shield as a melee weapon? I'm not sure. I mean, I think Cersei with a wrench can pretty much wear Ollie down, especially with her rage points. I mean, you have to give Cersei at least +2 on rage points here, right? At least.
I feel like
So I mean, and she's also a lot taller, right? So she can overpower Ollie because Ollie's still only like a 9-year-old kid, right? 10-year-old kid. So I mean, he's not a fully grown man. I mean, if it was somebody like Jon Snow or something like that, sure, right? Or even somebody more wily like Tyrion with the shield could probably defend himself a lot more against Cersei. But this is Ollie, an 8-year-old kid. I mean, I think it's gonna be really tough for him to actually withstand the blows of a furious woman.
My boyfriend's showing off his new sweater. Cersei. I don't know where he got it. He just walked in the house with a brand new sweater.
Long live the Empire, Johnny.
He said, "Long live the Empire, Johnny."
So
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. He just walked in the house.
Bought it for me. She just bought it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So
Doug's aunt made some veggie Taiwanese rice. If you want to try it.
Oh, maybe in a little bit.
I'm not even going to ask about Chinese or Taiwanese rice you're talking about, but anyways.
No, yeah, my friend brought over some food that his aunt made.
Oh, cool. So anyway, so I think just the fact that he's a kid, he's a lot smaller than Cersei.
He was trained by the Night's Watch, so he's trained by Thorne.
Yeah, and he still has problems getting his shield up, right? Evidently.
Yeah, I know. Someone find that one out.
I
don't want Ollie to win this. I just think
he's not going to win it. I think Cersei, with her fury, especially with her wrench, can basically, I mean, Ollie wouldn't be able to withstand her blows.
But what's the great defense against the wrench? A fucking shield. It's like
but you have Cersei pounding on that shield, and what can Ollie do? He's too small to do anything. If it was a normal size human,
all you got to do is get that bitch in the tit one time, knock her off guard, because that hurts, by the way.
Okay.
Just one tit punch, and she's gonna be ow. Like that's all it takes.
So is that a term? A tit punch? What's a tit punch?
My sister yells it every time before she punches me in the titty. Tit punch.
All right. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's like an illegal move in boxing or whatever, but still. So who's your pick?
I think because he has a shield and because she has such a small weapon, like a really small weapon, and that he has a very large defensive shield that would give him the advantage. And like, let's think realistically, right? You're holding a shield. If you just like tilt it and just punch her real quick, like, just tilt it up and just whack that bitch. I think that he can maneuver the shield.
Okay.
All he needs to do is just land one hit on her with the shield. Blunt force trauma.
Tit punches and cunt punches. Okay. Thanks, Felicia, for that. All right. No. I mean, Cersei, by just her sheer force, and her fury, I think her legendary fury would just basically keep pounding on that shield until Audie just breaks down. I mean, it's like phrase? physically, he's just too immature to withstand blows from a fully sized human.
What is the phrase? Hell has no wrath for a woman's scorn. What is the phrase?
Yes. And Cersei is the queen of wrath. So, all right, we're going to the next one, okay?
It was a stormtrooper helmet. Yep.
Okay, here's our next scenario, and we have the High Sparrow with a bowling ball against Alistair Thorne with a cane. And they're in the crossroads inn. Okay,
well,
say.
Here's my question. I have a question though. Does he need the cane to stand on? Like, if you bowl the ball and knock over the cane, is it an instant win? Because he just falls and he can't get back up like a turtle on his back.
No, Alistair Thorne doesn't use a cane. Okay, he's using it as a weapon. Okay, he's not using it to stand
I'm saying,
on.
like, if he needed that cane to walk on, and all you had to do was just bowl the ball and knock over the cane, instant kill.
Dude, he's Alistair Thorne is not relying on the cane to basically to stand. Okay, and
he just wants it off his lawn. He's just like, get off of my lawn.
I'll preface this by saying that the bowling ball is about 8 ounces. Okay, in weight. So in this case, I mean, I think it's obvious who's gonna win. I mean, Crossroads Inn. We're talking about an enclosed area here, so ranged weapons are out the door. Obviously.
Yeah, I feel like this is pretty obvious.
Yeah, but they're both melee weapons, right? I mean, swinging a bowling ball, man. I mean, that's a major league weapon. I mean, that's a very underrated weapon. You can kill somebody with one of those things. Seriously, swinging around like a freaking baseball glove or something like that. I mean, it'll freaking hurt. It'll kill you. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, we have to look at the characters here, right? In terms of fighting abilities. I mean, come on, the High Sparrow's a freaking cobbler, right? I mean, he hasn't shown any kind of fighting ability whatsoever. Okay? Sure, he can stick his fingers into the bowling ball, but he wouldn't know how to use the bowling ball for defense or offense. Okay.
And they don't bowl in the Seven Kingdoms, so he'd be like, "What is this demon?"
Yeah, no. And Alistair Thorne is a trained knight of the Crown's lands, right?
Absolutely, I'm with you on that.
Exactly. I mean, he knows how to use a cane as a weapon. If
he can use anything as a weapon. He's trained.
If anything, the cane could be a proxy for a sword. It's the same type of moves.
Oh,
and basically, he'll stab the High Sparrow in the eyes with the cane, blind him, and basically, poke him in the throat. Boom, he's dead.
Yeah, so, he's trained at arms, and he's also the master of arms at isn't he? At the
Yeah. Alistair Thorne's the master of arms at Castle Black.
Which means he is like the best fighter there.
Yeah. Or the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he wins. No, it's an extremely skilled warrior with tons of experience against someone who's never fought a day in his life. Yeah, that's easy.
But don't underestimate the power of a bowling ball, though. I mean, if it was like in the hands of the Mountain or the Hound, it could be a freaking.
I thought you were gonna say don't underestimate the power of the Seven.
No. I mean, I can't see any way for the High Sparrow to win this because he doesn't have a great weapon. And
Dog just pointed out that the High Sparrow has knee problems. It would mess up his delivery.
I mean, it'll probably mess up with his wind up, right, of the bowling ball.
Yeah,
so, I guess. So no, I think Alistair Thorne wins this. I mean, by far.
Oh, Bridge just had the best answer. Ready? Alistair should smack the Sparrow in the feet a bunch to make him pay for not wearing shoes. Now dance.
Yeah, break his ankles. Anyway, okay, the next scenario is
we've only agreed on 2 so far.
Yeah. Okay, what about this? Okay, we got Beric Dondarrion with a staff against Roger Cassell with a shield at the Hall of Faces.
Ooh. Well, the shield is definitely gonna that sucks. That's not even a good weapon.
I mean, it's a good weapon close up, but
I be honest? You should have sword and shield instead of just shield.
No. Tyrion used a shield as a weapon, so that's why I put it in the shield.
Okay, well, Here's my question: does he have Homeboy there to bring him back to life?
No, he doesn't have Homeboy to bring him back to life. Okay, there is no reincarnation abilities here.
No unicorn blood involved. Okay.
Yeah, no Half-Life.
Well, he's not exactly a good fighter because he dies so much, which proves he's probably not that good of a fighter.
He's a trained knight, right? He's a trained knight.
They should be away.
They're not.
I don't know what you did with them, honey.
Must have brought them next door.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's losing stuff. Yeah, so I don't think that means he's a good fighter. Like, he died like 7 times because he clearly sucks at fighting. That's just my opinion. But, you know, Roderick went out.
But he was, granted, I mean, he was killed by, you know, like one time by like a bunch of people, right? And then like the mountain killed him, the hound killed him. I mean, so he has some pretty good fighters that, you know, killed him. I mean, he was outnumbered.
But he was hanged at one point. Yeah. I think his first death was like a lance, through the chest.
Yeah, it was lance through the heart.
Yeah, and then a dagger through the eye. The mountain cut him like this. He was hanged once. He died a billion times. But I don't think that means if he was killed all those times and then caught and hanged, I just don't think that makes him a good fighter. You know, like your track record. It's like he lost. You know, it's like the Bills in the Super Bowl. You know, like they're not a good track record.
So everybody, she's calling a Bear Dondarrion the Jim Kelly of Game of Thrones. All right, Felicia. Tell me who wins. Tell us who wins here.
I don't know. I feel like the shield's a disadvantage, but Beric really sucks. Oh, and he's got one eye, so that fucks up his depth perception. Yeah, just hit him on that side of the face. You won't see it coming. If you just hit him on the side of the face where the eye patch is, you have a huge advantage. And Roderick,
all the lighters, babe, really?
Yes, and Roderick is old though. That's a huge. He's older, much
he's
older.
Experienced.
You want a Red Bull?
I mean,
yes, I want a Red Bull. Yes, I always want Red Bull.
So Felicia, it's decision time. Who wins? Before I give you my spiel.
This is so hard. Roderick, because I think he'll catch him on his blind side with the shield.
Yeah. I mean, and I actually agree. I actually think it's going to be Roderick, but it's going to be a really tough fight because this is your classic, you know, long reach weapon against a short reach weapon here, right? And basically, it all depends on, you know, how much Roderick can withstand the blows from a staff. Okay. So they're in a hall of faces, right? So there is probably a lot of room to maneuver, especially in this type of fight here. And, you know, in terms of the fighting abilities, yeah, I mean, I have to give it to Roderick Cassell here over Beric, only because Roderick is, you know, the master at arms in Winterfell, right? So he probably is the best fighter in Winterfell. And then Beric is a lord, but who knows how great of a fighter he really is. Like Felicia was saying, you know, he's died a bunch of times. You know,
yeah, I don't think that worked in his favor.
Granted, it was against a lot of good fighters. So in terms of the weapons is the most interesting part here. Is basically, okay, so you have a long reach, like a 6 to 8 foot staff, all right, up against a shield, which is really a short reach weapon. So can Roderick, given his age and bulk, be able to block all those blows from the staff while rushing in and get up close so he can basically bash him over the head with the shield? And you know, I think he can. I mean, Roderick's a tough little bear, so I think he can absorb a couple of blows from the staff to basically go ahead and rush into Beric and basically smash him over the head with the shield. Now, if Beric had like a bladed weapon, like a spear or a pike or a poleaxe, that'd be a completely different fight. But I think in terms of just a staff, you know, more of a blunt weapon, you know, wooden stick. I mean, and I think Roderick can basically absorb a couple of blows to get him up close and bash him with that shield. And Roderick probably knows how to use a shield to his advantage in terms of in battle.
Oh, that's a pretty good point. Yeah. Arston Whitebeard kicks ass with the staff. Yeah, but he's the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. He's not just
he's
any
a trained fighter.
He's not just any knight. He is like the OG badass.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best knight in the Seven Kingdoms at that time, or was, you know. So,
well, Jaime with one hand probably could have beat him.
Yeah.
I mean, with two hands probably could have beat him, or
yeah, and also, guys. I mean, how much practice do Game of Thrones, like the lores of A Song of Ice and Fire, have in using staffs as a weapon? Right? They're sword based or lance based. Okay, very.
They train with shield and sword. They don't train with staff. I agree. Exactly.
No, I mean, if it was Oberyn Martell, you know, who's used to using a spear, you know, a staff is the same type of reach. as a spare, so he may be able to do something against Roderick. But we're talking about Bear Dondarrion here, a Southern Lord. So it's I just don't think he'll know what to do with that staff. And I think Roderick Cressel can basically come in there and basically rush him with the shield, absorb a couple of blows, and go for the kill.
Yeah, I think I feel like because he's got one eye, that gives him a huge disadvantage. All he has to do is catch him on his blind side.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bridge is saying that I'm against my boy Donatello. Yeah, sure. I mean, Donatello was cool, right?
It's because Raphael's the best.
But Raphael with the bladed weapons, or Leonardo, or even Michelangelo with the nunchucks.
Michelangelo is my favorite because he's funny, but he would obviously lose first. But
I think Donatello's cool because he's like the smartest. I think Donatello's cool because he's like the smartest. He's the genius of the group.
Yeah.
But in terms of weaponry, I mean, the other three have better weapons, I think.
Yeah. Well, Raph has the size.
And then Leonardo has the katanas. And then Michelangelo
has nunchucks.
Has nunchucks, exactly. I mean, hey, man, those nunchucks are pretty friggin' deadly weapons. All right.
Just letting you know, your Ninja Turtle is Mikey. Just by the headband.
All right. Next. We've done 4 so far, so here's the 5th. And we have... Ooh. There you go. We have Leaf with Widow's Wail against Lyanna Mormont with Heart Eater.
Come on.
And they're at the
Lyanna Mormont.
Temple.
Why isn't grayscale a weapon?
Okay, Felicia, go with the Lyanna Mormont hate now. What happens?
Hold up. Can someone tell me what Heart Eater is?
Heart Eater was Joffrey's second sword. At the Battle of Blackwater, he made Sansa kiss his sword. That name was Heart Eater.
Okay, so it's just a boring plain sword,
exactly,
so that's a huge disadvantage, and she's so dead because Leaf is old, trained with the Valyrian steel sword. Oh, look, it's Joffrey versus Joffrey in the swords department. I just realized that. Dash Colleen. Oh, why are they there? Temple. So no one has an advantage because they're all
swords aren't allowed in Base Dothrak either. So, that's interesting. Why there were swords in the Dash Colleen Temple?
Yeah, they're not allowed to be there. This isn't allowed. This is also impractical. It's like Ollie being a shy all over again.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. Here we're talking about the fight here, so go ahead, please.
Well, they have. That's why it's a death battle because they're not supposed to have swords. Obviously, Leaf's gonna win. She's more experienced. She's older, and she has a better weapon. Even my hate for Lyanna Mormont cannot, it's just pure logic. If the swords were reversed, maybe I'd have a different opinion. But she's older, she's experienced, and she's a trained fighter. She's been fighting for centuries. So,
but wait a minute, is she really a trained fighter?
They were fighting a war. That's why they had to make...
The only thing I saw her do is basically throw a couple of magic, Children of the Forest grenades. That completely missed their targets.
Let's just use them.
And then basically get slaughtered when the White Walkers came into the cave.
Listen, right? Here's the thing. They showed the flashback of them creating dude with the thing.
Yeah.
So she was there. So that means she was fighting that original war against the First Men, which means she has battle experience. They were losing the war, but she fought in the war against the First Men.
She may have been using magic in the back ranks, using the magic.
But she would have had that experience from the war of the First Men.
Wizards,
and then the long night.
Front rank, combat fighters.
Listen, but she has experience from the war with the First Men and the war of the First Night. So that's tons of experience. She survived 2 things that they were supposed to be extinct from. So she's already beat the odds, and she's going to beat a child. Just twice, the child's going to die.
Honestly, I think Lyanna Mormont's gonna win.
Why would you say that?
And I'll tell you why. I tell you why. I don't buy in your argument that Leaf's some great fighter. I think she was using magic in the back ranks. She never actually fought in a melee, in a battle, probably one-on-one. Okay. You saw a hint of her fighting abilities, like in the cave, in the episode The Door. They were pretty freaking weak. She was like throwing these magic grenades, and she was like missing everybody. So her aim was even horrible. So I'm sure her sword fighting was just as horrible as that. Lyanna Mormont, remember, is a trained fighter on Bear Island, where they actually let the girls and women actually be trained in sword fighting. Okay, so you know that she's probably pretty good or pretty familiar with fighting with a sword here. Okay. Now it boils down to Widow's Wail and Heart Eater, and basically they're both swords, obviously. But does Leaf have the ability to harness the advantages of a Valyrian steel sword against another sword? a castle forged sword, a very high quality sword like Heart Eater. Yeah, remember the advantages of learning steel is just one, right? They can kill White Walkers or whites, and two, they're lighter. Okay, that's it, right? In terms of sheer killing power,
they're sharper. They're sharper. They kill
sharper,
slower.
yeah. But in terms of sheer killing power here, I mean, they're both
okay. So
equal.
you've got two small girls here.
Yeah.
Right, with two swords of equal size, but one is much lighter. So that's an advantage because I'm assuming they're children of the forest and a child, so they're probably about the same height.
Sure.
Maybe the same strength, who knows? But therefore, Leaf's sword is lighter, so that's an advantage right there. She has a lighter sword.
But ability-wise,
and she's used to fighting with like a lightweight dragon blade or like a smaller dragon glass. So she's used to lightweight weapons.
I mean,
she
wasn't using that lightweight dragon glass against the walker in the cave, though. She should have been using that. But anyway.
She's older and more experienced. You can't deny that Leaf has experience because she's been around since the beginning of time.
Older and more experienced in what? In actual fighting?
She's lived through 2 wars. She lived through 2 wars. She lived through 2 wars in which her species was presumed extinct.
Look, you are assuming that she actually has combat experience, okay?
She lived through 2 wars in which her species was presumed extinct. She
could have been living through 2 wars in the back ranks as a sorceress and not in a combat fighter, not as a combat fighter. I mean, we're talking about sword skills here, right? We're talking about who's better with a sword here.
She has a better sword.
She had a better sword, but who would be more likely to be a better sword fighter? Somebody who's been trained?
The person who's been around for 9,000 years. How about that person?
I don't think so. For all we know, all we've seen of her in the show, because we don't know anything about her in the books, is basically that she knows magic and she throws a really shitty grenade with really, really poor aim. Okay, that's all we know of her. And then she gets massacred in the cave afterwards. Okay.
Well, we know that she was around.
Yeah.
So she's a survivor. She survived
She's
all
a survivor.
She survived people looking for her. She survived the White Walker. She survived the giant. She survived every potential threat that's ever come against her, except for that cave.
It doesn't mean that she knows how to wield a sword.
So you think Lyanna Mormont is more deadly than an entire war against the First Man and a war against the White Walker? You think Lyanna Mormont stands more of a chance against her than 2 entire armies?
If it was a battle of strategy, tactics, or ranged weapons, or magic, I would give it to Leaf. But we're not doing that, right? We're talking about a one-on-one battle with swords. Okay.
So no, she's got a better sword. If we're gonna go by swords alone and swords alone, she has a better sword. It's less. She's got a better sword. It can cleave through people easier. It dulls slower. It's lightweight. It's a better sword in every way.
Lyanna Mormont all the way, man. Okay, so
chat, what do you think? Tell him I'm right.
Nah, I think people are saying Lyanna will do it.
Tell him I'm right.
Lyanna's the bear, man.
Definitely Lyanna Mormont. Why is grayscale not a weapon?
So chat. So are we going with somebody who's assumed to be a great swords person or knows how to fight with a sword only because she's lived a long time, or are we going with somebody who actually that we know was trained in the martial arts, of sword fighting, Don't
forget my Red Bull
to be better with the sword.
Love you. Get my Red Bull. That's gonna get expressed with my wine soon.
Okay. The votes are rolling in here.
I'm seeing
one Lyanna.
She's leader of Blood Raven security detail. So does that mean Leaf?
She is not.
That one vote for Leaf.
I mean, the one thing they had were these really shitty grenades that they threw with very, very poor aim.
I only see 2 votes for Lyanna and the rest for Leaf.
Yeah, right. I see here. Lyanna Mormont chopping that wood. Exactly.
That's a vote for Lyanna Mormont, and then Lyanna will stomp her. Stomp Leaf. And AU said that he's doing that just to spite me.
Okay, AU says Lyanna.
Everyone who's saying Lyanna, I'm just going to assume you're doing it just to personally
Bear Island, where they train the females from a young age to learn how to fight. I mean, this isn't some southern lady. Okay, that all she does is sew, right? This is a northern lady on Bear Island where
Let me just read a quote from the chat. Okay. This is Bridge 4. I got Leaf. She's hundreds to thousands of years old versus a little girl who talks shit. She gives even with training, you can see Lyanna Mormont being a very effective fighter. Oh wait, whose side are you on?
No. I think he's on Leaf's side, but there's a lot of people voting on Lyanna's
I'm like,
side
let me
as
just
well.
read this, and when I get to the end, I'm like, wait a second.
All right. Well, evidently, okay, we can't resolve this. We can't resolve this.
This is why we need a third person.
So we go to the next scenario here, and the next scenario is, I think this is number 6. We have, we have Quaith with a pitchfork at Harrenhal against Oberyn Martell with a bag of gold.
A bag of weed, everything is better with a bag of weed.
See, and here's the thing. So we're at Harrenhal. Okay, so it's castle courtyard, perhaps. I mean, there may be enough space to move around. I'm not sure the fighting abilities of Quaith. I mean, that's
you don't know anything about her fighting abilities.
She has a pretty cool weapon because that pitchfork, has quite a bit of reach. But then again, I mean, she's going up against one of the best fighters of all Westeros, and Oberyn Martell. And a bag of money,
heavy weapon though.
A bag of gold. I mean, if you hit a person with a bag of gold, it'll freaking hurt. I mean, it will freaking hurt. So I mean, he won't be able to use the bag of gold as like a bribery, for to give the Quaith to basically let her guard down or whatever. But if he can get close enough and basically whack her over the head with that bag of gold, I mean, that can probably take out Quaith. I mean, Quaith's not exactly, the most physically imposing person in the world, right? I mean, with one hit, she'll probably go down pretty hard. But that pitchfork, I mean, can Quaith, I mean, does she have the experience or the knowledge to use that pitchfork to basically keep the Red Viper away with a kind of like a short reach weapon?
Well, my thing is,
honestly, and I don't think so. I think Oberyn's going to take this. I think Oberyn has to take this.
She's a shadow binder from a shy, and Harrenhal is haunted, and I feel like she could hide in the shadows. Like I feel like you see her just pop up, like, oh my god, where'd you come from? Like Batman, she just shows up and it's like boom, I'm there, boom, I'm gone, like literally like Batman. Right. So who says that she couldn't just hide and wait in the shadow and just strike like Aquaman?
Yeah, I mean, if she had a dagger or a more stealthy weapon, yeah, I mean, I would buy that argument. But she has a pitchfork.
We don't know anything about her fighting technique, so I'm going by the fact that she's stealthy in a way. Because 1 minute she's there, next minute she's not. So I'm just gonna Batman her real quick. Use that analogy. And we're in Harrenhal, where it's haunted and the Wailing Tower, and there's probably a lot of shadows.
I mean, gold's one of the densest materials in the world right now. I mean,
can I just be honest? Yeah. I'm imagining Oberyn Martell with the hammer thing just going around in a circle and trying to hit her with it. That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining him like a hammer throw in the Olympics.
So who wins? So who are you picking here? I mean, you think,
in order for him he'd have to get in. He'd have to get in close range in order to hit her. But she has that pitchfork where she might be able to
Exactly. No, but the thing is, I just don't know how experienced she is with the pitchfork.
She's not. We know nothing about her experience.
Yeah, but we know Oberyn.
That's not his weapon of choice.
No, but we know Oberyn. I mean, he's slinky, right? He's a Red Viper. He can move, right? He's acrobatic. I mean, he can get up close, okay? I'm positive he can get up close and dodge that pitchfork.
But he'd have to come with, think about, it would take longer and more, force to swing the bat of gold than it would to swing the pitchfork.
Hey, okay. Do you remember? No.
Someone pointed out right there, if she could dodge about 5 swings, he'd be out of gas.
I think Oberyn's probably, but think this way, right? In terms of fighting against somebody with a ranged weapon like a pitchfork, all you need to do is get inside the point of the weapon. Okay, and then that.
But it's still a large staff that can block things too.
No. All you need to do is with one hand just hold the staff, getting close to Quaith, and whack her on top of the head with that pitchfork with the bag of gold, and that's it. I mean, you need to get close. You basically need to get inside the point of a spear or a pitchfork or any kind of a long reach weapon. Once you're inside that point, the point of that weapon, then it's easy for someone just to rush in there and whack somebody.
Yeah, as far as we know, she's not a fighter. And just fighting
fast.
Alone, he is a well-known, respected fighter. So he has the advantage just because he's a better fighter. Home field advantage in Westeros. and she just, as far as we know, she has no experience except for being Batman and creeping up on people.
As far as we know,
that's all she. And perving in people's dreams, like that's all she does. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, that glass candle shit. She could freak him out and make him think that she's on the other side of the building. Yeah, but she doesn't
have a glass candle. All she has is a pitchfork. Okay, so.
But she's a shadow binder, so like she'd be like, I'm over here. And then he runs to that side of the castle and then she's shank him in the back.
This is the same argument you had with like Mara Reed with the unicorn blood. Okay, it's not gonna work here. Okay, so.
Could I just be a feminist? I want the women, except for Cersei and Lyanna Mormont, to win all these battles.
It's just a regular pitchfork, guys, like what you would use in to basically stack hay.
Valyrian steel pitchfork.
Okay, you basically use it to stack hay, okay, at a barn. I think that's what he used pitchforks for. So
maybe it's not really her, just an aberration, right?
Fine. If you say
she's a shadow binder from Ashai, so even if she has a pitchfork, she still has her magic. That's like incarnate. Like her magic just doesn't go away, so she still has the ability to do her. I'm just gonna call it Batmaning around. Smoke bomb, gone.
Yeah, but remember, I mean, Oberyn is no chump, right? I mean, he probably does have the tactical awareness to notice these kind of things, like these kind of city games that she's playing.
What if she
like blinking in and out?
She's also a sorceress, so. I'm not saying that she definitely, but there's a chance that she would have poisons on her, similar to.
All she has is a pitchfork. She has a pitchfork.
I'm just saying though, Melisandre, like they always, like she could just poison that pitchfork, and all it takes is a prick.
Yeah, but all she has is a pitchfork.
Blood magic, poisons. Just little. Oh, shadow baby, boom, you're dead.
She's not Melisandre. She's Quaithe.
They're both shadow binders from Ashai, so we should assume they have similar properties.
Maybe. I think Quaithe probably has a little bit different properties than Melisandre.
We know very little about.
No. I mean, I think Melisandre dabbles in dark arts a lot more than Quaithe would. That's all. Like really dark arts.
She said that she was the most gifted of her people, which it's funny because she's actually awful at prophecies, and if she was the most gifted, man, they must really suck.
All right, guys. I think we have time for.
Yeah, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a bag of gold.
But this is Oberyn Martell, one of the best fighters, one of the most renowned fighters in Westeros, who's known for his speed and his agility. Okay, can easily get inside the point of a long-reach weapon. Okay, and
I'm just trying to make an argument. Okay, I'm just trying to keep it interesting. Okay, he's obviously gonna win. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay.
Thanks, Felicia. Are you guys not entertained?
Interesting. If we disagree on everything, it won't be as fun.
Yeah. So hey, last scenario, guys, before we have to head on out, unless there's time for a bonus one. And what we have, I hope is good, is okay. We have Bittersteel with an eagle.
Oh no, the eagle again.
At the Great Citadel of Baelor against Dantas Hollard with a white.
Whoa, a white?
Yeah, white.
That eagle isn't going to be able to take down that white, dude.
I don't think so.
Huge advantage. Bittersteel, ooh, Sept Baelor. Are they going to burst into flames because of blasphemy?
Hey, man.
I joke around.
I mean, it's pre-blast here, so I mean, it's a pretty big building. Pretty wide open area.
So but like that eagle isn't going to do shit against that white. It's an unstoppable undead monster. Like no one has a Valyrian steel sword. No one has dragon glass. As far as we know, there's no fire. I just feel like even though he's a fool, he might have one of the greatest weapons in his arsenal. That's like Bittersteel is a great warrior with a nothing weapon, and then you have a fool with the greatest weapon. Like this is wow. I really don't know.
You know what?
Like
You know what? And here's the thing. Okay. I mean, I think the important part here is that we are inside the Great Citadel of Baelor. We're indoors. An eagle loses all his abilities being indoors, right? He can't do dive bombings from 200 feet up or whatever. I mean, he's stuck indoors. He's just flying around, right? Bittersteel is, he's a Targaryen, right? He's not a warg. I mean, if it was the Northern War,
he's half Bracken. We have to take it to the Bracken part.
Right.
Well, no, listen, he's half Bracken, and they say that
No, it's the Blackwoods. The Blackwoods have the Northern blood, not the Bracken.
Yeah, but they've like inbred. They've married over and over and over again. So every Bracken is as much Blackwood as because they try to find a truce. So they keep marrying their daughters and sons to try to make peace. So every Blackwood is as much Bracken.
Yeah, but but Bitter Steel has never been described as having those kind of magical abilities.
No, but they
Blood
do
Raven.
point out they pointed out in A World of Ice and Fire that they have had so many marriages between Bracken and Blackwood to try to get out the bad blood. So they're pretty much just all incest babies.
And I understand that, but Bitter Steel in the lore has never been described as having quote unquote the magical abilities of another Blackwood bastard, right? Like Blood Raven.
And he wouldn't know that you need to catch the white on fire. He wouldn't have that knowledge. So he wouldn't know to just set it on fire. That would never cross his mind.
And and Bitter Steel, his real name is Aegor Rivers. He was basically one of the great bastards of Aegon IV, the Unworthy. He was basically half brother to Daemon Targaryen as well as to Blood Raven.
His mother was the mistress before Missy.
Yep. It was like it was like is it Bethany Bracken or was it one after that?
Yeah,
that?
Betha's. You got Betha Blackwood and Missy. No.
Yeah, I think it was Bethany Bracken. Or Bethany Bracken.
You got Betha's teats and Missy's teats.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so I mean, he was a great warrior. I mean, he was the captain of Daemon Targaryen, right? So he was the second command. I mean, we all know he was a badass, and he was really, really rough. But but him with an eagle. I mean, I guess if it was a northerner, I can see the eagle being more of an advantage. But I mean, he's a Bracken.
Or a northerner would know.
A
northerner would know to light the white on fire. He doesn't know that.
Yeah. But Dantas, I mean, he has that white though. I mean, do you think Dantas is too much of a fool to know how to control that white?
Well, no one can control the white except for the
But is he smart enough to know how to? I mean, to point that.
Oh, I just assume he's probably so drunk he doesn't even realize it's the white. He probably just thinks it's some chick. Like Dantas is like known for being like famously drunk. So like he would be too drunk to even realize that this was an undead zombie.
Yeah.
Like I definitely had too much to drink. Like that's what he would be thinking.
I know. Yeah.
We probably just think it was like some whore or something.
I guess. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, if Dantos can't, I mean, if Bitter Steel, assume that the eagle can't do anything, right? It's just flying.
Listen, eagles can be trained. Eagles can be trained.
I understand that eagles can be trained, even though I've never seen a trained eagle kill somebody. But anyway, assume assume the eagle can't do anything because we're indoors. We're out of this element, right? You can't do any dive bombs or whatever.
We're inside or we outside the Great? Because we always assume we're outside of Harrenhal. I mean, outside of Highgarden. So why can't we assume we're outside of the Great?
No. In Highgarden, no. I changed it that we're inside of Highgarden. We're in the keep.
Oh, you made that rule?
Yeah. We're not like in the fields outside of Highgarden because that's not.
Is that why the elephant stopped?
No. Let's not get back into the elephant thing, okay? Guys, we had a really long discussion. Check the first stream in this playlist that I have on my channel about our death battles. There's a big long discussion about a war elephant at the end of that stream.
Yeah.
But
Percy with the lightsaber. It was I remember it was it was Mance Raider on an elephant versus Cersei with the lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just imagined Cersei in like Jedi robes. Yeah. Like waiting for the charging elephant to come at her.
Hey, Felicia, we're talking about this now. So okay, assume the eagle is basically can't do anything. Assume the white can't be controlled by Dantos. Okay, so the white's probably like flailing around trying to kill the eagle. Bitter Steel would basically kill Dantos in a heartbeat. We all know that, right? So really, the question is whether or not Dantos can actually control that white.
I don't think he can control the white. All he needs to do is set it loose, and it's going to go after the. Well, he needs to be farther away from the white than Bitter Steel is.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, the white's going to charge after the first living thing it sees.
Yeah,
and hopefully, if Dantos is far enough, because he's also a fool and he's fat and he's drunk, so he's got the white running. He can't keep up with that thing.
Yeah. I mean,
so I just feel like the white's going to charge and do everything, and the battle's going to be over before Don just even realized what happened.
But Bitter Steel is such a great warrior. I'm wondering whether or not he can actually take on a white and basically rip it apart.
Well, you could like cut off its head, cut off his hands, cut off his legs, but it's
I
still alive.
like with his bare hands, can Bitter Steel take on a single white with his bare hands? I mean, he's such a great warrior,
Someone
I'm thinking. I mean, he is second in command of Daemon Targaryen's Blackfire forces. I mean, and he was trained since birth to be a badass freaking fighter. He is a badass freaking fighter. Founder of the Golden Company. I mean, he's
one of the very few people to survive the Battle of the Red Grass Field.
And he took Blackfire off the field of the Red Grass I mean, he basically took it back.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because that's irrelevant now.
No, but it's cool.
Because all he has is an eagle. All he has is an eagle.
Yeah.
So I think my scenario, the most realistic scenario, right? Dantas just finds a white, accidentally lets it go. You know, like finds a white. Like, okay, so they're having, imagine season whatever didn't happen, and they're just waiting to meet everyone with the white in the cage. He is looking for some booze, and he stumbles upon it by accident, and it escapes. And then he's like, oh no, he's got my wine. So he still thinks there's wine in there. And so he chases after the white, but the white is much faster than this drunken fool. And then Bittersteel is the first person he comes in contact with. And Bittersteel is killed fast because Bittersteel can defend himself against an undead zombie. And Dantas gets there and he's like, did I win? Where's my wine?
Yeah, I mean, I think the white's too powerful, even for Bittersteel. I mean, because I mean, like a human without a weapon with his bare hands, can they take on a white? Even
if it was the other way around and the white was the character,
yeah.
If it was the other way around and the white was the fighter and Dantos was the weapon, I think the battle would still end the same way.
I don't think so. No. I think if Dantos was a weapon, then that person who has Dantos as a weapon will definitely lose. The white
they would die of laughter like the weasels in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
We're not talking about laughter, man.
Because he's a fool.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay, so I think Dantos will win by a hair only because that eagle for a weapon I think is at a severe.
Yeah, if he had literally any other weapon, he would finish him. But the fact that he has a weapon that is unusable indoors.
Yeah, I mean that weapon is such a big disadvantage, especially when you're indoors.
And he doesn't know to set it on fire because that's only like that's not. He's in a time where White Walkers and others weren't even talked about.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I mean, you don't necessarily need fire to basically defeat a white. I mean, I'm not saying kill it, defeat a white. All you need to do is basically take out its legs and arms with a blade. And a white can't do anything.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any of those things.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have it. Yeah. So I mean, everybody's talking about fire.
So I hate
fire is not an option. I mean, it doesn't matter in this kind of fight. So
this is so crazy that Dantas Hullard would actually beat Bittersteel.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this. If we could rename this video, it should be how Dantas Hullard could beat Bittersteel.
Well, hey, I made an argument.
Now that's some clickbait for you. That's some fucking clickbait for you.
Yeah. I made an argument about how Sweet Robin would win in a bunch of fights. Sweet Robin with the knitting needles will win. Okay.
I missed that because my sister-in-law came over. And
okay, guys. Okay, we've had so much fun. We're gonna do one more, guys, and that's it.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy scenario.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh shit! What is it?
We got Damon Blackfire with an elephant gun.
What? You're adding weapons.
In the Dash Kalin Temple against Jeor Mormont with a pitchfork.
This pitchfork is useless.
Well, I mean, it's
what's an elephant? Okay, can you please tell me what the fucking elephant gun is? Is it like a harpoon?
No. It's basically a big. It's basically a high caliber rifle. Okay, shoots a big old friggin' slug. Okay, you basically take down elephants. Right, has a lot of stopping power. Okay.
Oh, so it's just a big ass bullet. Got it.
Yeah, it's basically shoots a slug essentially. Very high.
Yeah, but would Damon Blackfire even know how to use a gun?
Assume. All he needs to do is point and shoot, okay, with the freaking elephant gun. You know,
are they semi-automatic?
But here's the problem, okay.
Here's the question: okay? Are they semi-automatic or are they to be manually reloaded?
No. It's like a single shot weapon, right?
So does he know how to reload that shit? What if you missed the first shot?
Exactly. What if you missed it?
5.
Yeah, give me all the Red Bull. 3 for 5. That's a great deal.
I know.
Yeah. What if he missed it? Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, that is an issue here. I mean, it's not a shotgun, right? Where you have a big spread. It's not like a.
Jor Mormont kind of proved that he can fight with the pitchfork, doesn't he? Kind of fight with the pitchfork looking thing.
I mean, Jor Mormont probably knows how to fight with the pitchfork probably pretty well, right? I mean, it's essentially, akin to a spear. In terms of reach and power. I mean, they're both really good fighters here. I mean, Damon Blackfire is like probably the best fighter in the history of Westeros. Okay.
Well, he's proved that he could fight with almost any weapon too.
That's who I have as my top 1 best fighter in Westeros. Watch that stream. It's on my channel, not Dog's. But there's some really cool stuff on Dog's channel too in our collaborations. No, I don't know. Like, I mean, what if he missed? What if he missed?
If he missed that first shot, it would give
yeah.
Jorah enough time to like
Yeah.
get in close.
I mean,
because he's proved that because he's fought in the fighting pits, which proves that he can handle close range, far range. Like that's pretty much proven that you're a boss. If you can survive in the fighting pits, you've just proved yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, they're indoors too, right? I mean,
and Damon Blackfire kind of died like a bitch.
I mean,
I'm not lying, he kind of went out like a bitch.
I mean, if they were outside, Damon could basically run around and try to reload, but they're inside in kind of a enclosed area, right? I mean, the Dashkian Temple isn't really that big. I mean,
well,
it all depends on that first shot. But you know what? I mean, I'm such a big fan of Damon Blackfire that I mean, I can see
your personal bias is getting a little bit in the way here. But my first thought was you said Damon Blackfire with a gun. I'm like, oh yeah, he's done. But then you described what kind of gun it is, so.
Yeah. I mean, I
didn't even know that was a thing. I've learned something today.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't think that Damon Blackfire is gonna miss though. I mean, he's such a badass person.
Yeah, but he's never shot a gun before. It's not like he had time to train and practice.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but you need to practice to be a good marksman. No one's a great marksman their first try.
I think this would be tough. I mean, I still have to go with my boy Damon here.
I think that, but it's all the whole thing is he has to miss the first shot, exactly, which I think he will because he's an inexperienced shooter. So the chances are he'll miss the first shot, and that will give Jorah enough time to make the killing blow.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, being indoors kind of works in G.R. Mormont's favor here. I mean, if it was a shotgun, it would definitely work against his favor. But we're talking about.
I just want you guys to know that my boyfriend's right next to me changing his clothes.
Yeah, indoors.
And it's very distracting.
So, yeah, I mean, I have to go with Damon here. You know what? I'm gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more, Felicia, because that's just the way we are. We're people. We're of the people, for the people.
Yeah.
And we will be doing. All right. Okay. I think this is it because this is crazy. Okay, we have the Spice King with a baton.
What's the Spice King again?
At Littlefinger's brothel, against a smiling knight with a battering ram.
A battering ram isn't gonna do shit inside.
It's not.
Who's the Spice King again? Is this a mythical creature, a person, or
no, the Spice King. No, the Spice King was the fat guy in Karth, right? Who basically led the council.
He's fat. So, that battering ram is useless indoors.
Exactly. Yeah, but the
unless you're really mad that someone got the whore you wanted and you're gonna break down the door to get her back. I can't think of any other reason a battering ram would be needed. I mean, maybe a High Lord going to retrieve his daughter. I can't think of any other reason why a battering ram, other than awfully dirty reasons.
Really, I mean, what can the Spice King do with a freaking baton? And because we're talking about the Smiling Light here, right? One of the most legendary, most vicious,
and he was known
most psychopathic fighters in the history of Westeros.
And he was known for hiding.
I mean,
he was known for hiding.
I mean, he makes Ramsay Bolton look like a freaking poodle, I mean, even if you took away his battering ram, just use his bare hands against the Spice King with a baton.
He's a fat man. He's not gonna be able to run away fast.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't see the Spice King with a melee weapon doing anything in Smiling Knight. If the Spice King had a ranged weapon or a lightsaber, or something like that,
blood,
or or a grenade, or poison darts, whatever.
The baton. That's it's the same one that Mort uses, right?
What?
What's that weapon that Mort has?
Mort is a blackjack. That's what I learned a couple of weeks ago. It's a blackjack.
Oh, I just think of cards. I think of like a police baton, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's like a billy club. It's a billy club.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's not gonna be able to do anything. He's fat. He's slow. He's inexperienced fighter, and he's getting his dick sucked because he's in a brothel, so he's gonna be caught off guard. So, even the battering ram, it might take 50 guys to carry it, but if it's that good, he might be quite distracted.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that the Spice King with that particular weapon can do anything against a psychopath like the Smiling Knight. I mean, the Smiling Knight would just basically rip him to shreds with his bare hands.
He's an old fat man who's getting his pleasure on, and he's defenseless. He's got a baton, but who knows what crazy, sexy things he's used that baton for tonight.
The Smiling Knight, you know, would basically go Mike Tyson on the Spice King, would basically bite his ears off and his nose off, and basically basically stick his fingers and basically gouge his eyes.
He had to be stopped by freaking Arthur Dane. Like that's how badass he was.
He was crazy.
And he's known, and the Smiling Knight was famous for like getting in with the people and like being like and having support. So maybe he got in, and the hookers are all on his side.
Perhaps.
You know, that's realistically, he's known for like winning people's hearts, and the people would hide him. So it could be like some Battle of the Bells shit, and the hookers are all like hiding him.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm just using precedent. I'm just using precedent here.
The Smiling Knight was like the Joker, right? Think of the Joker in Batman, but in armor and basically in a knight. Okay, that's what the Smiling Knight was. He was like the freaking Joker, but a knight in a really.
I think the Spice King has. We don't know anything about him except he's old and fat and getting laid. So I feel like those are all disadvantages.
Yeah, and then that weapon doesn't help one bit. I mean, if the Spice King had a more powerful weapon, like a shotgun, I would definitely go with the Spice King. But all he has is a baton.
even any type of piercing weapon would be nice too.
Yeah, but even a piercing weapon, the Smiling Knight might just say, screw this,
It's Wonder Woman's. It's one of Wonder Woman's weaknesses. Just saying.
So I think the Smiling Knight wins here. What do you think, Felicia?
Yeah, I do too. I think absolutely.
Yeah.
The battering ram is a useless weapon, but he doesn't need it. He's so powerful that his weapon is irrelevant.
Yeah, and the Spice King
is my question, is that Jogo's cock? Is that the name of the battering ram that they use in Marine?
I don't know what it is in Marine, but they use this battering ram.
They name it something's cock.
In Lord of the Rings, it was like, God, was that Gorn or Gorf or something like that? Gorn.
I'm a bad.
Grond. It's Grond in the Lord of the Rings. Is the name of the battering ram that they used.
I'm an awful elf fan because I don't know diddly squat about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's a shame. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for coming out here. I think we're done right now. We're basically an hour and 20 minutes in, and that's pretty much all we can handle for tonight. So
I still think unicorn blood is a trump card, people. Put it in the comments.
Mara's not going to win. Mary Moss Derv, that meat cleaver, all the way. So anyway.
I'm just saying, unicorn blood, trump card.
Anyway, thanks a lot for coming out here. I guess we can give some shout outs to everybody who came and actually listened to us debate and talk and basically act crazy. We got the Lady Elena Tyrell, Bridge 4, The Dog Show. Don't forget, tomorrow on my channel is the top 5 Game of Thrones episodes with The Dog Show. Westeros Ninja at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Or 7 o'clock for the rest of the world, because the world runs on Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. 7:30, you mean, not 7 o'clock. Because you're doing 6:30.
I wasn't listening. I was too busy interrupting.
So anyway, okay. So we got The Dog Show, Bubba Husky, Candy, what else? Nancy T, thank you for coming out. Marie, Game of Theories, AU Pack Meal, Yoggin Fleming. Welcome aboard.
Owen.
And, thanks for joining us.
It's Owen, dude.
Owen. Sorry, Owen. I just said Yoggin. Sorry. Owen Fleming, thanks a lot for coming out here. Let's see who else we got here.
Carrie, Bubba.
Terry. Okay, thanks. Bubba. Carrie McDonald. Thank you.
Mary B was here earlier for a little bit.
Okay, Mary. Thanks for coming out. Wow.
Yeah.
Lady Dreamfire.
You don't really let me scroll so much. Yep.
Lady Dreamfire. What else we got here?
Nancy T, but we already saw her, right? Mother Blankets.
Nancy, yep.
Love my blanket. My cat has been using it as a bed. I'm never getting it back.
And
he's claimed it as his own.
That is about as far as it goes out for me. So if I missed you, sorry about that. It was just because it was so long ago, or the chats was so long, and we can't scroll back that far. And anyway, thanks a lot again for coming out there. Felicia, what's going on with you? What's happening?
Well, you catch me on Citadel of Trivia. I've been doing a thing with Ree. We've been doing a Targaryen series. We'll be doing that Monday on her channel at some point. So that will be our part 3. But for the most part, I only do trivia. I'm not really one to go on panels because I feel like I make a fool of myself. And I just do. I need structure or I will go off the deep end.
And there it is for the sympathy card that she just played. You can find me. Okay. Well, obviously you know where to find me, guys. But we'll also be doing trivia this Friday. Felicia and I. Okay.
Yep, we'll be ordered
randomness is the theme for this Friday in Jeopardy, and
it means we haven't come up with an idea yet.
And also tomorrow, again, I mentioned it, the Dog Show collaboration on this channel as well. Top 5 favorite Game of Thrones episodes. So that should be really, really fun and snarky. And there's other stuff happening on this channel next week, within the next 2 weeks. I can't divulge it, but there might be some Westworld stuff going on here, as well as a celebratory thing going on here. So I've been kind of saying that for the past 3 weeks, but it's going to happen. It really is going to happen. I just need the right dominoes to fall. That's all. So anyway, thanks a lot again for everybody for coming out. And we'll see you probably next week on another Clash of Crows.
Good night, guys. And thank you for all you new trivia players. We appreciate you. Hey, GD.
Bye.
Really? You trolled.